Mitochondria and chloroplasts are considered power organelles because they create energy for the rest of the cell.
Mitochondria are well-defined cytoplasmic organelles of the cell. The outer membrane is smooth and is composed of equal amounts of phospholipids and proteins. Large number of special proteins known as the porons. The outer membrane is freely permeable to nutrient molecules, ions, energy molecules like the ATP molecules. Now the inner membrane are more complex structures. It is folded into a number of folds known as the cristae. Cristae and the proteins of the inner membrane aids the production of ATP molecules. Chemical reactions also take place in the inner membrane. The intermembrane space is between the outer and inner membrane and has the same composition of the cell's cytoplasm.
Hi, I'm Molecule Eric.
And I'm Molecule Caitlin.
And we're trying to get into the mitochondria. Right here is the outer membrane where most molecules can get right in. Now we're up to the inner membrane where only select few molecules can get in. Well, I'm going to select a few good molecules and let's take a tour through the mitochondria. Right now, look at this. What are all these things? These are all ribosomes, these little lines right over here.
The matrix contains the mitochondrial genetic system as well as the enzymes responsible for central reactions of oxidative metabolism. The oxidative breakdown of glucose and fatty acids is the principal source of metabolic energy in animal cells. Glucose metabolism starts in the cytosol where it is converted to pyruvate, which is then transported to the mitochondria where it is converted to ATP. This process involves the initial oxidation of pyruvate to acetyl-CoA, which is broken down to CO2 via the citric acid cycle. The enzymes of the citric acid cycle located in the matrix thus are central players in the oxidative breakdown of both carbohydrates and fatty acids.
Most of the energy derived from oxidative metabolism is then produced by the process of oxidative phosphorylation, which takes place in the inner mitochondrial membrane. The high energy of NADH and FADH2 are transferred through a series of carriers in the membrane to molecular oxygen. The energy derived from these electron transfers is converted to potential energy stored in a proton gradient across the membrane, which is then used to drive ATP synthesis. In a coal factory, the coal is burned, chopped up, and boiled. Steam is then made, and the steam powers turbines to spin very quickly, which leads to the creation of electricity. This is a visualization of what occurs inside the power organelles. Just like a coal factory has to chop up the coal to make it small enough, glucose has to become small enough to fit through inner membranes. However, this process in mitochondria has a name, the citric acid cycle. Similar to mitochondria, chloroplasts have a permeable outer membrane and selectively permeable inner membrane. The stroma is a gel-like fluid found inside both membranes and throughout the organelle. The stroma holds thylakoids, dish-shaped sacs that are usually stacked like pancakes. The thylakoids contain chlorophyll, which is very important for plant cells because it is where the light reactions of photosynthesis occur.
The main function of chloroplasts is to carry out photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the absorption of light by the chlorophyll pigment. This energy produces some high-energy electrons in the chlorophyll. Energy from the electrons is used to produce ATP in another energy carrier, NADPH. In another reaction, water is split into hydrogen and oxygen. The lower energy electrons from the water replaces the low energy electrons inside the chlorophyll, and the oxygen bubbles away. In another reaction, carbohydrates are synthesized from carbon dioxide and hydrogen from NADPH. The ATP and NADPH produced from the first set of reactions provide energy for the reactions.